Hi everybody, I'm Legit Peach. We're back talking about Super Bowl 49, and if you watched my introduction video, you know I'm taking a video each to talk about the teams. So this video we're going to talk about the New England Patriots. The Pats, as they're called for short, are led by head coach Bill Belichick. Let's jump right in and talk about the major headlines for this team. If you've been paying attention to sports or any news, in fact, you'll be hearing about Deflategate. Now, what does that have to do with? This is kind of a long story, but to make it as short as I possibly can, in their previous game, the footballs were not properly inflated. There are certain rules that the footballs have to be inflated properly, and that's for the science department to figure out all the details of it. They've been accused of not inflating the footballs properly. Now, why is it called Deflategate? Well, years ago, the Patriots had another controversial thing happen, and it was called Spygate. So this is almost like round 2 of that, and they're calling it Deflategate. What are the consequences of this? Well, the NFL's hired some lawyers and private investigators to look into this further, but there's going to be no consequences for this game. That the decision for that will be made at a later time, not going to affect the Super Bowl. But the headline does affect the talk around the Super Bowl. Another headline, Bill Belichick. Depending on who you talk to, people love him or hate him. And his reputation is on the line with this whole Deflategate thing going on. So can they win the Super Bowl in spite of all the controversial things that we're being talking about? Now, the Patriots have prowess. I don't even know the right word to explain for this team, but they are one of the best teams, have one of the best legacies in success in the NFL. So they've been out of the Super Bowl running for a couple years, but can they get back in and win this Super Bowl? So what are our headlines? We have Deflategate, we have Bill Belichick, his reputation's on the line, and we have the team as a whole. Can they return to their star status? Those are your headlines. Those were your headlines. These are your keys to success. Obviously, to have a successful team, you need to have a good offense and a good defense. So let's focus on the offense of the Patriots and talk about what the offense needs to do to succeed. They're led by veteran quarterback Tom Brady, and when you think about Tom Brady and you hear his name, you think of leadership, you think of experience. He's ultimately the face of the Patriots organization. Can he lead his team to success at this stage? He's done it before, but can he do it again? He needs to have success throwing the ball. Now, Seattle has arguably the best defense in the NFL, so can he be successful against that? Can they run the ball? Can every facet of their offense compete against such a great defense that Seattle has? And on defense for the Patriots, can their star players, which we'll mention in a minute, can they put pressure on Russell Wilson? Can they force, Russell Wilson's the quarterback for Seattle, can they force him to make mistakes? Can their defense for the Patriots show up as big as their offense typically does? So, can their offense make it happen against a tough defense? And can their defense make a stand and say, hey, we're good at defense too? Those are your keys to success. We've talked about headlines, we've talked about keys to success, and last but not least, we want to talk about the key players who are going to hopefully lead their team to victory. It should come as no surprise to you that first off, we're going to talk about Tom Brady, their quarterback. Like I just said, he is vital to their success. And now I could say each one of these players is vital to this team's success. The team is not made up of one player, but these are just 6 that I've named for you. 3 on offense, 3 on defense. And it could be confusing with the colors. No, blue doesn't mean offense, red does not mean defense. They're kind of sprinkled, mixed up differently. Anyway, the players. Darrelle Revis, he plays cornerback, which means he guards the wide receivers out wide. He's one of the best corners in the game. Danny Amendola, he's a wide receiver, which means he runs along those sidelines, and he is one of Tom Brady's main targets. Number 4, Vince Wilfork. He's a defensive tackle, which means he's on the line. Now, this guy weighs 400 pounds and has 4 interceptions. That's kind of rare. A guy that weighs 400 pounds and is on the line, having 4 interceptions, but he's the heart and soul of the Patriots' defense. 5, Rob Gronkowski, or Gronk as his nickname is. He's a tight end, and that's also one of Tom Brady's main targets, and you'll hear his name a lot. Last but not least, Brandon Browner. He's the other cornerback aside from Darrelle Revis. And the reason I mention his name is because last year he played for the Seahawks. Interesting twist there, isn't it? So your players, Tom Brady the quarterback, Darrelle Revis the cornerback, Danny Amendola the wide receiver, Vince Wilfork the defensive tackle, Rob Gronkowski the tight end, and Brandon Browner the other cornerback. Those are your players, keys to success, and headlines. Here are the Patriots. Oh, and before I forget, this picture is on my Twitter and Instagram @LegitPeach, and also on Facebook, which is just peach. I don't expect you to be able to read all of this, but it has all the information on there, so be sure to go and check that out to kind of see everything I've been talking about. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy the game.